All right, let's jump right into today's explainer. We are unpacking a massive technological leap today, and I'm absolutely thrilled you're here for it. We aren't just talking about a standard corporate side hustle. Our source material points to something profound happening behind closed doors. We're moving past the electric cars, past the reusable rockets, and going straight into the realm of general-purpose humanoid robots. So we're going to break down exactly what is going on here, stepping through the timeline, the tech, and the true motivations behind this monumental shift. And that brings us to one single, stark question. Why? I mean, why would a visionary billionaire, someone whose established legacy is already tied to so many massive industries, suddenly pivot so heavily and so deeply into humanoid robotics? What's the true catalyst for this specific leap? The source material doesn't present this as some casual weekend hobby. It frames it as a monumental shift in technological focus. To really understand a shift of this magnitude, we have to look closely at what is actually driving it.
Okay, let's dive right into section 1. The humanoid ambition and the sheer scale of this undertaking.
When the source refers to Musk's humanoid ambition, it's pointing to the sheer, mind-boggling scale of the Optimus project. The goal here isn't just to build a few cool robotic prototypes to show off at trade shows. No, the ambition is to manufacture millions, potentially even billions of these units. The end goal is for them to step in and take over dangerous, repetitive, or just plain boring human labor. It's a fundamental restructuring of the global workforce, aiming to entirely decouple economic growth from physical human constraints. Talk about a game changer.
But achieving this level of distinction, that requires overcoming immense odds. The struggle here involves solving incredibly complex technical hurdles. We're talking about designing custom actuators that actually mimic human muscles, engineering battery packs that can power a human-sized machine for a full workday without, catching fire, and most importantly, developing an artificial intelligence that can safely navigate chaotic human environments. This is a deeply rooted undertaking that pushes the absolute boundaries of what's technologically possible today.
Moving right along to section 2, tracing the genesis. Where did this all start? Well, the true genesis of this humanoid ambition actually traces back to what many initially thought was just a bizarre stunt. You might remember Tesla AI Day back in 2021, where a human, literally dressed in a spandex robot suit, danced on stage. Yeah, it was widely mocked by the press. But actually, scratch that. That exact moment was the foundational beginning. It was the definitive, world-altering declaration that Tesla no longer viewed itself purely as a car manufacturer, but rather as an advanced artificial intelligence and robotics company. The motive formation for this robotic theme didn't just come out of thin air, though. It grew directly out of the company's self-driving car program. Those vehicles were already using advanced neural networks and super sophisticated computer vision to navigate complex roads. The realization was pretty simple. An autonomous car is essentially just a robot on 4 wheels, right? Take that exact same autonomous brain, adapt it for a bipedal body, and suddenly you have the technological foundation required to make a humanoid robot walk, see, and interact. So that leads us into section 3, the ultimate question and the hidden layer. The source text leads us toward a totally fascinating dichotomy between the public ambition and a hidden truth. On the surface, the public ambition makes perfect economic sense, right? Build a robot to work in factories, move heavy boxes, and eventually maybe fold your laundry at home. But what's presented to the world is just the tip of the iceberg. The source indicates a much deeper layer, suggesting that these blue-collar use cases are merely stepping stones. There are practical distraction masking a much larger, ultimate endgame. Which brings us to the burning question: what is the secret? If the genesis of this massive humanoid ambition, building a tireless robotic worker, is shielding a hidden truth, what on earth could that truth possibly be? We're dealing with technology that fundamentally alters the relationship between humans and machines. And we're being told that the ultimate endgame is something far more profound than just cheap factory labor or an automated supply chain. Which brings us to section 4, the secret reason, the final reveal. The source material reveals that the secret reason Elon Musk is building humanoid robots isn't actually about labor at all. It's about achieving artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Think about it. To create an AI that truly understands reality, it can't just live in a server somewhere processing text or analyzing static images. It absolutely needs a physical vessel to interact with the physical world. It needs to feel gravity, drop objects, experience friction, and learn spatial reasoning exactly the way a human toddler does. The humanoid robot is merely the physical shell required to train the ultimate, all-knowing digital mind. And so the reality we have to confront here is pretty wild. The future of humanoid robotics is intricately tied to the birth of true artificial intelligence. Optimus is simply the eyes, ears, and hands for an awakening digital mind. I want you to deeply consider this for a second. If the true purpose of a robotic workforce is actually just to bridge the gap between AI and the physical world, what happens to human society the moment that intelligence decides it no longer needs us to guide it? It's a lot to process. Thank you so much for joining me for today's explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.